A time of trouble. The late Roman Republic. The Roman Republic, once a beacon of stability, was teetering on the brink of chaos. Generals vied for power, using their legions as political pawns. The traditional systems of government, meant to balance the interests of the people and the aristocracy, were strained to their breaking point. Civil war, once unthinkable, became a grim reality. It was into this tumultuous world that Gaius Octavius, later known as Augustus, was born in 63 BC. The Roman Republic, once a model of civic virtue, had grown into a sprawling empire. Its conquests, while bringing wealth and glory, also created new challenges. Vast territories needed governing, and the spoils of war fueled ambition and corruption among the ruling class. Traditional Roman values such as simplicity, austerity, and devotion to the public good gave way to greed, luxury, and a ruthless pursuit of power. The Roman Senate, once the embodiment of Roman authority, found itself increasingly sidelined by ambitious generals who commanded the loyalty of Rome's legions. These generals, returning from successful campaigns with their legions at their backs, could exert pressure on the Senate and bypass the traditional pathways to political power. This erosion of senatorial authority created a dangerous power vacuum, setting the stage for a series of civil wars that would tear the Republic apart. The Roman people too were suffering. The influx of slaves from conquered territories displaced free Roman laborers, leading to widespread unemployment and poverty. Traditional social structures began to break down as the gap between the rich and the poor widened. The people, disillusioned with the ruling class and desperate for strong leadership, became increasingly receptive to the appeals of populist leaders who promised to restore order and prosperity. The young Octavius, born into a changing world. Gaius Octavius was born into a wealthy and well-connected family from Velitrae, a town southeast of Rome. His great-uncle, Julius Caesar, was already a rising star in Roman politics. Though not born into the highest echelons of Roman aristocracy, Octavius's family, the Julius Caesares, claimed descent from Venus, the goddess of love and beauty, adding a sheen of divine ancestry to their lineage. Despite their lineage, the Julius Caesares were not a family of immense wealth or overwhelming political influence. They were, however, ambitious and well-connected, and Octavius's great-uncle, Julius Caesar, was a man of extraordinary talent and ambition. Caesar recognized his great-nephew's intelligence and potential, taking a keen interest in the boy's education and upbringing. Octavius received a traditional Roman education, studying rhetoric, philosophy, and history. He excelled in his studies, displaying a sharp mind and a natural charisma that would serve him well in the years to come. Beyond his formal education, Octavius was also exposed to the world of Roman politics from a young age, witnessing firsthand the machinations and power struggles that consumed the late Republic. Though still a teenager, Octavius accompanied his great-uncle on his military campaigns, gaining valuable experience in the art of war and observing Caesar's leadership firsthand. This early exposure to the realities of power, both its allure and its perils, would profoundly shape Octavius's understanding of the world and his ambitions for the future. Chapter 3. The Rise of Octavian, Gap 3S. Octavian's Rise, a masterclass in political maneuvering. Following the chaotic aftermath of Julius Caesar's assassination, Rome was engulfed in a power vacuum. Octavian, despite his youth, demonstrated a keen understanding of the art of political maneuvering. He quickly realized that to secure his position, he needed powerful allies and a solid base of support. One of his first moves was to secure the loyalty of Caesar's veterans. He promised them the land and financial rewards, leveraging his inherited wealth and the promise of future spoils. This shrewd strategy bolstered his military strength, providing him with a loyal and experienced force. Recognizing the importance of political alliances, Octavian formed the Second Triumvirate with Mark Antony and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus. This alliance was both strategic and precarious, aimed at consolidating their power and eliminating their common enemies. The Triumvirate launched a brutal campaign against the assassins of Caesar, culminating in the decisive Battle of Philippi, where Brutus and Cassius met their end. With the immediate threat neutralized, the alliance began to fray. The ambitious Antony and the cunning Octavian were on a collision course, each vying for supremacy. Octavian's political acumen shone through as he skillfully navigated the complex web of Roman politics. He portrayed Antony as a traitor to Rome, capitalizing on Antony's liaison with Cleopatra of Egypt. This propaganda campaign won over the Senate and the Roman populace, eroding Antony's support. The final showdown came at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Octavian's fleet, commanded by his trusted general Agrippa, defeated the combined forces of Antony and Cleopatra. This victory cemented Octavian's position as the unchallenged ruler of Rome. Octavian's rise to power was a testament to his strategic brilliance and unyielding determination. He had navigated the perilous landscape of Roman politics, forging alliances and outmaneuvering rivals, setting the stage for the transformation of the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. Gap 3S, the formation of the Second Triumvirate, a pact of necessity. As Rome teetered on the brink of chaos following the assassination of Julius Caesar, Octavian knew that securing his position required more than just military might. It demanded formidable political alliances. Enter Mark Antony and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus, two of the most powerful men in Rome. In 43 BC, Octavian, Antony, and Lepidus came together to form the Second Triumvirate, a three-man ruling body granted extraordinary powers. This alliance was forged out of necessity, each man bringing his unique strengths to the table. Antony, Caesar's loyal general, commanded significant military resources and influence. Lepidus, a seasoned statesman, held sway over key territories and political factions. And Octavian, Caesar's adopted heir, brought legitimacy and the loyalty of Caesar's veterans. However, the triumvirate's formation was not just a political maneuver, it was a declaration of war against their enemies. To solidify their power, they initiated a series of brutal proscriptions, targeting those who opposed them. These proscriptions were essentially state-sanctioned hit lists, condemning hundreds of Rome's elite to death. Wealthy citizens were executed, their properties confiscated to fill the triumvirate's coffers. Among the most notable victims was Cicero, the famed orator and staunch defender of the Republic who had openly criticized Antony. His death marked a chilling reminder of the triumvirate's ruthlessness. The streets of Rome ran red with blood as the triumvirs eliminated their political adversaries with cold efficiency. This dark chapter of Roman history underscored the lengths to which Octavian and his allies would go to consolidate their power. The triumvirate's reign of terror not only cemented their control, but also paved the way for the eventual showdown between Octavian and Antony, setting the stage for the end of the Roman Republic and the dawn of the Empire. Gap 3S, the Clash of Titans, Octavian versus Mark Antony, the Battle of Actium. As the Second Triumvirate began to crumble under the weight of its own ambitions and betrayals, the inevitable conflict between Octavian and Mark Antony took center stage. The once allied leaders, bound by their shared grief and vengeance, found themselves on a collision course for supremacy over Rome. Antony, now allied with Cleopatra, the enigmatic Queen of Egypt, was seen as a powerful but increasingly foreign influence on Roman politics. Their relationship was not just romantic, but also a strategic alliance, bolstering Antony's resources and military strength. However, this very alliance made him vulnerable to Octavian's propaganda, which painted Antony as a traitor to Rome, seduced by the exotic luxuries and ambitions of the East. In 32 BC, Octavian seized on this narrative, declaring war on Cleopatra and, by extension, Antony. The decisive confrontation came in 31 BC at the Battle of Actium, a naval clash that would determine the fate of the Roman world. Octavian's fleet, commanded by his trusted general Agrippa, faced off against the combined forces of Antony and Cleopatra in the waters off the western coast of Greece. The battle was fierce and chaotic. Antony's forces, though formidable, were outmaneuvered by Agrippa's superior tactics. As the tide turned against them, Cleopatra's fleet retreated and Antony followed, abandoning his men to their fate. This act of desertion shattered the morale of his forces, leading to a decisive victory for Octavian. In the aftermath, Antony and Cleopatra fled to Egypt, where they would ultimately meet their tragic end. Antony, in despair, took his own life, and Cleopatra, refusing to be paraded through Rome as a trophy, followed suit. Their deaths marked the end of an era and the fall of the last significant opposition to Octavian's rule. The Battle of Actium was more than just a military triumph. It was the culmination of Octavian's relentless pursuit of power. With his rivals vanquished, he stood unchallenged, poised to transform the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire. This victory solidified Octavian's legacy, paving the way for his ascension as Augustus, Rome's first emperor. The stage was now set for a new chapter in Roman history, one forged in the crucible of conflict and ambition. Gap 3S, the road to Augustus, Octavian's consolidation of power. With the defeat of Mark Antony and Cleopatra at the Battle of Actium, Octavian emerged as the unchallenged master of the Roman world. But his journey was far from complete. The Republic was in tatters, its institutions weakened by years of civil strife. Octavian faced the monumental task of restoring order and legitimacy to Rome while also securing his own position of power. Gap 2S, Octavian's first move was to consolidate his authority within the Senate. He presented himself not as a dictator, but as a restorer of the Republic, a cunning strategy that allowed him to dismantle his rivals' power bases while gaining the trust of Rome's political elite. He carefully orchestrated a series of reforms, reducing the number of legions and rewarding loyal soldiers with land, thus ensuring their allegiance. Gap 2S. In 27 BC, Octavian made a show of relinquishing his extraordinary powers, handing them back to the Senate and the people of Rome. This act of apparent humility was a masterstroke, earning him the title Augustus, meaning the revered one. The Senate bestowed upon him unprecedented powers, including control over the provinces and their armies, effectively making him the first Roman emperor. Gap 2S. Augustus then turned his attention to the administration of the empire. He reorganized the military, establishing a standing army with fixed terms of service and a pension system, creating a professional and loyal force. He also reformed the tax system, ensuring a steady flow of revenue to the state, and initiated a vast building program that transformed Rome into a city of marble. Gap 2S. But Augustus's reign was not without its challenges. He faced numerous plots and conspiracies, both from within his own family and from disgruntled senators. Yet through a combination of political savvy, ruthless efficiency, and strategic marriages, he managed to neutralize these threats and secure his legacy. Gap 2S. Augustus's rule marked the end of the Roman Republic and the beginning of the Roman Empire, a period of relative peace and stability known as the Pax Romana. His reign laid the foundations for an empire that would endure for centuries, shaping the course of Western history. Gap 2S. The transformation of Octavian into Augustus was not just a change of name, but a profound shift in the nature of Roman governance. He had achieved what Julius Caesar could not: absolute power under the guise of republicanism. In doing so, he forged a new path for Rome, one that would see it rise to unparalleled heights of glory and influence. Gap 3S. The reforms of Augustus and the Pax Romana. After securing his position as the first Roman emperor, Augustus embarked on an ambitious program of reforms that would lay the foundations for an era of unprecedented peace and prosperity, the Pax Romana, or Roman peace. Gap 2S. One of Augustus's most significant reforms was the reorganization of the Roman military. He established a standing army with fixed terms of service and a pension system, creating a professional and loyal force that was crucial for maintaining stability across the empire. This professionalization of the military not only ensured the security of Rome's borders, but also facilitated the integration of conquered peoples into the empire. Gap 2S. Augustus also turned his attention to the administration of the empire. He reformed the tax system, implementing a more efficient and equitable method of tax collection that ensured a steady flow of revenue to the state. This financial stability allowed for the funding of public works and the expansion of infrastructure, including roads, aqueducts, and public buildings, transforming Rome into a city of marble and setting a standard for urban development throughout the empire. Gap 2S. To further promote stability, Augustus initiated a series of legal and social reforms. He codified Roman law, creating a more consistent and fair legal system that protected the rights of citizens and helped to resolve disputes. Additionally, he promoted traditional Roman values, encouraging marriage, family life, and moral behavior through a series of laws and incentives. These reforms helped to strengthen the social fabric of the empire and foster a sense of unity and shared identity among its diverse populations. Gap 2S. The Pax Romana, which began with Augustus's reign, was a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. During this time, the Roman Empire experienced a flourishing of culture, trade, and economic prosperity. The stability provided by Augustus's reforms allowed for the growth of cities, the spread of Roman culture and language, and the exchange of ideas and goods across vast distances. Gap 2s. Augustus's vision and leadership transformed the Roman Republic into a powerful and enduring empire. His reforms not only secured his legacy, but also laid the foundations for an era of peace and prosperity that would shape the course of Western history. The Pax Romana stands as a testament to Augustus's genius as a ruler, a period where Rome reached unparalleled heights of glory and influence. Gap 3s. The later years of Augustus and his legacy. As Augustus aged, his focus shifted from expansion and reform to ensuring the stability and continuity of the Roman Empire. Despite his numerous achievements, Augustus faced personal challenges and tragedies that shaped his later years. The deaths of his potential heirs, including his beloved grandsons Gaius and Lucius, forced him to reconsider his succession plans. Gap 2s. Augustus turned to his stepson Tiberius as his successor. Although their relationship was complex, Augustus recognized Tiberius's military prowess and administrative experience. To solidify Tiberius's position, Augustus adopted him as his son and co-emperor, gradually sharing power and responsibilities with him. This careful grooming ensured a smoother transition and minimized the risk of power struggles upon Augustus's death. Gap 2s. In his final years, Augustus's health began to decline, yet he remained actively involved in governance, frequently consulting with the Senate and overseeing the empire's affairs. His dedication to his role and the stability of Rome never wavered, even as he prepared for the inevitable. Gap 2s. On August 19, 14 AD, Augustus passed away at the age of 75. His death marked the end of an era, but his legacy endured. Augustus was deified by the Senate, joining the ranks of Rome's divine protectors. His vision and reforms had transformed Rome from a fractured republic into a cohesive and powerful empire. Gap 2s. Augustus's establishment of the Principate, a system of government that balanced autocratic rule with republican elements, set a precedent for future emperors. His emphasis on legal and administrative reforms, military professionalization, and cultural patronage created a stable and prosperous society that would influence Western civilization for centuries. Gap 2s. Tiberius, though a capable ruler, would always be measured against Augustus's monumental legacy. The peace and prosperity of the Pax Romana, initiated by Augustus, continued to benefit Rome long after his death. Augustus' reign became a golden age, a benchmark against which all future emperors were judged. Gap 2s. The story of Augustus is one of visionary leadership, strategic brilliance, and profound impact. His legacy, forged through a combination of military might, political acumen, and cultural patronage, remains a cornerstone of Western history. Augustus's life and reign remind us of the enduring power of a single leader to shape the destiny of an entire civilization. Caesar's heir, a legacy forged in blood. In 44 BC, Julius Caesar, now dictator of Rome, was assassinated by a group of senators who feared his growing power. Octavius, just 18 years old, was named Caesar's heir and adopted son in his will. This unexpected turn of events thrust the young Octavius into the center of a maelstrom of political intrigue and violence. The assassination of Caesar sent shockwaves throughout Rome and its vast territories. The conspirators, led by Marcus Junius Brutus and Gaius Cassius, justified their actions as a defense of the Republic against tyranny, but they had underestimated the depth of Caesar's popularity among the Roman people. Caesar's death triggered a wave of unrest and anger, paving the way for a new round of civil wars. Octavius, though young and inexperienced, showed remarkable courage and political acumen. He returned to Rome, skillfully navigating the treacherous currents of Roman politics and rallying Caesar's supporters to his side. Octavius's claim to leadership was not universally accepted. Mark Antony, Caesar's trusted general and close friend, also commanded a powerful following and had ambitions of his own. The two men, once united in their grief for Caesar and their desire for revenge, would soon become bitter rivals, locked in a... Few names resonate through history quite like that of Caesar Augustus. Born Gaius Octavius, this Roman statesman ascended from relative obscurity to become the founding emperor of the Roman Empire. His reign marked the beginning of a period known as the Pax Romana, 2 centuries of unprecedented peace and prosperity for the Roman world. Augustus's legacy is complex and multifaceted, a blend of military prowess, political acumen, and a keen understanding of Roman society. Augustus's life and reign are intricately woven into the fabric of Roman history. To understand his rise is to understand the fall of the Roman Republic, a period of intense civil war and political upheaval. It's a story of ambition, cunning, and ultimately a deep understanding of the need for stability and strong leadership. This essay will delve into the life and times of Caesar Augustus, exploring his transformation from a young man of ambition to the most powerful man in the Roman world. We will examine his military campaigns, his administrative reforms, and his enduring cultural legacy. Finally, we will consider the complexities of his reign, acknowledging both his achievements and the controversies that inevitably accompany any figure of such immense power and influence. Born in 63 BC, Gaius Octavius was the great-nephew and adopted son of Julius Caesar. Though from a wealthy and respected family, young Octavian's life took a dramatic turn with the assassination of Caesar in 44 BC. Named as Caesar's heir in his will, Octavian, then just 18 years old, found himself thrust onto the center stage of Roman politics. The Roman Republic was in turmoil, its political system fractured by years of civil war and internal strife. Despite his youth and relative inexperience, Octavian demonstrated remarkable political acumen. He skillfully navigated the treacherous waters of Roman politics, forging alliances and outmaneuvering rivals. His claim to power was not uncontested. Mark Antony, a powerful general and close confidant of Julius Caesar, also vied for control of Rome. This rivalry would lead to a period of intense conflict, culminating in the final showdown between Octavian and Antony at the Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Before the decisive clash at Actium, Rome was ruled by the Second Triumvirate, a fragile alliance formed between Octavian, Mark Antony, and Marcus Aemilius Lepidus. This uneasy partnership, established in 43 BC, aimed to restore order to the Republic and avenge the murder of Julius Caesar. The Triumvirate, however, was plagued by internal tensions from the outset. Each member harbored ambitions of sole leadership, leading to a period of political maneuvering and open conflict. The Roman world, still reeling from the assassination of Caesar, was plunged into another period of uncertainty and bloodshed. The Triumvirate conducted a series of proscriptions, essentially death warrants for their political enemies. These brutal purges decimated the ranks of the Roman elite, leaving a trail of bloodshed and resentment in their wake. Among the victims was Cicero, the renowned orator and statesman whose eloquent defense of the Republic proved no match for the ruthlessness of the triumvirs. Though initially successful in consolidating power, the Second Triumvirate ultimately crumbled under the weight of its own contradictions. The rivalry between Octavian and Antony, simmering beneath the surface, would eventually erupt into open warfare. The Battle of Actium, fought off the western coast of Greece in 31 BC, marked a turning point in Roman history. Octavian's forces, led by the skilled Admiral Agrippa, decisively defeated the combined fleets of Mark Antony and Cleopatra, the Queen of Egypt. The victory at Actium effectively ended the civil wars that had ravaged the Roman world for decades. With Antony and Cleopatra defeated, Octavian stood as the undisputed master of Rome. He had eliminated his rivals, avenged the murder of Caesar, and restored order to the Republic. However, the Rome that emerged from the ashes of civil war was vastly different from the Republic of old. In 27 BC, Octavian made a fateful decision. Rather than assuming the title of dictator, a move that would have inevitably drawn comparisons to the assassinated Julius Caesar, he instead presented himself as the restorer of the Republic. He formally returned power to the Senate and the Roman people, a gesture designed to appease those who yearned for a return to traditional republican values. The Senate, recognizing both Octavian's power and his political astuteness, bestowed upon him the title of Augustus, meaning revered or sacred. This marked the beginning of the Roman Empire, with Augustus as its first emperor. Though he maintained the facade of republican institutions, Augustus held true power, effectively transforming Rome from a republic into a monarchy in all but name. Section 5. Augustus's campaigns, securing the borders, expanding the realm. Augustus's reign was marked by a period of unprecedented peace and prosperity, known as the Pax Romana. This era of stability was, however, built upon a foundation of military strength. Augustus, though not a military genius on par with Julius Caesar, understood the importance of a strong military presence in maintaining order and securing Rome's vast territories. Under Augustus's leadership, the Roman Empire underwent a period of significant expansion. His campaigns extended Roman rule into new territories, consolidating control over existing provinces and pushing the frontiers of the empire to their furthest extent. One of Augustus's most notable military achievements was the conquest of Egypt. Following his victory over Antony and Cleopatra, Egypt, with its vast grain supplies and strategic importance, was incorporated into the Roman Empire as a personal possession of the emperor. Augustus also campaigned extensively in Spain, subduing rebellious tribes and securing Roman control over the Iberian Peninsula. His generals waged successful campaigns in the Balkans, expanding Roman influence in the region and laying the groundwork for future expansion into Dacia, which is modern-day Romania. However, Augustus's ambitions were not without setbacks. His attempt to conquer Germania, the territory east of the Rhine River, ended in disaster when 3 Roman legions were ambushed and annihilated in the Teutoburg forest in 9 AD. This crushing defeat marked the limit of Roman expansion eastward and served as a stark reminder of the perils of overreach. Section 6. The Emperor's Hand, Reforming Rome from Within. Augustus's legacy extends far beyond his military exploits. He was a shrewd administrator and a skilled politician who implemented a series of reforms designed to address the deep-seated problems that had plagued the Roman Republic. His reforms touched upon every aspect of Roman life, from the military and administration to social customs and morality. Recognizing that the Roman army had become a law unto itself during the civil wars, Augustus implemented a series of reforms aimed at professionalizing the legions and ensuring their loyalty to the emperor. He established a standing army of 28 legions, paid for out of his own treasury, and created a dedicated force of auxiliary troops, recruited from among Rome's subject peoples. Augustus also overhauled Rome's antiquated system of governance. He streamlined the administration of the provinces, reducing corruption and improving efficiency. He established a centralized bureaucracy staffed by career officials, replacing the often corrupt and inefficient system of relying on wealthy equestrians to collect taxes and administer justice. Augustus's social reforms were equally significant. He sought to restore traditional Roman values, which he believed had been eroded during the late Republic. He passed laws encouraging marriage and family life, offering rewards to families with multiple children and penalties for those who remained unmarried. He also sought to curb extravagance and promote moral behavior. His sumptuary laws restricted excessive spending on luxury goods and lavish banquets. While these laws were difficult to enforce, they reflect Augustus's concern for the moral fiber of Roman society. Section 7. A Golden Age, Augustus's cultural influence. Augustus's reign marked the beginning of a golden age in Roman literature and architecture. Though not a writer or architect himself, Augustus understood the power of art and propaganda in shaping public opinion and legitimizing his rule. He generously patronized writers, artists, and architects, encouraging them to create works that glorified Rome's past and celebrated the dawn of a new era under his rule. Among the most renowned writers of the Augustan age was Virgil, whose epic poem, the Aeneid, linked the founding of Rome to the legends of Troy and established Augustus as a descendant of the gods. Virgil's poetry, with its themes of duty, piety, and destiny, perfectly captured the spirit of Augustus's reign. Another literary giant of the Augustan age was Horace, whose odes and satires offered a witty and insightful commentary on Roman society. Ovid, known for his love poetry and his epic poem, the Metamorphoses, also flourished during this period. Augustus's architectural legacy is equally impressive. He famously boasted that he found Rome a city of brick and left it a city of marble. He oversaw the construction of numerous temples, theatres, and public buildings, transforming the Roman cityscape. Among his most notable architectural achievements were the Forum of Augustus, a grand public space adorned with statues of Rome's greatest heroes, and the Ara Pacis, an altar dedicated to peace which celebrated the stability and prosperity of his reign. Section 8. The Twilight of Power, Succession and Legacy. As Augustus entered the twilight of his reign, the question of succession loomed large. He had no natural sons, only a daughter, Julia, from his marriage to Scribonia. His search for a suitable heir proved to be a long and complicated affair, fraught with personal tragedies and political maneuvering. Augustus initially favored his nephew Marcellus as his heir, but Marcellus died young in 23 BC. He then turned to his close friend and trusted general Marcus Agrippa, who married Augustus's daughter Julia. Agrippa and Julia had several children, including Gaius and Lucius Caesar, whom Augustus adopted as his own sons and groomed for leadership. However, fate intervened once again. Agrippa died in 12 BC, followed by Lucius in AD 2 and Gaius in AD 4. These losses forced Augustus to consider other options. He eventually settled on Tiberius, his stepson from his third wife, Livia Drusilla. Tiberius, though a capable general and administrator, lacked the charisma and popular appeal of his predecessors. His ascension to the throne in AD 14 marked the end of an era. The Julio-Claudian dynasty, founded by Augustus, would rule Rome for another half-century, but the empire would never again witness a ruler of Augustus' stature and longevity. Section 9. Conclusion: Augustus and the shape of history. Caesar Augustus's impact on history is undeniable. He transformed Rome from a republic on the brink of collapse into an empire that would dominate the Mediterranean world for centuries. His military victories secured Rome's borders, his administrative reforms brought order and efficiency to the government, and his cultural patronage ushered in a golden age of literature and art. Augustus's legacy is, however, complex and multifaceted. He was a master of propaganda, skillfully crafting an image of himself as a humble servant of the state, while simultaneously consolidating power and establishing a dynasty. His reign was marked by peace and prosperity, but also by political repression and the suppression of dissent. Despite these contradictions, Augustus remains one of the most significant figures in Roman history. He laid the foundations for an empire that would shape Western civilization for centuries. His reign serves as a testament to the enduring power of political acumen, military strength, and a deep understanding of the human condition. Gap 3 is Chapter 10, The Early Life of Augustus. Born Gaius Octavius Thurinus on September 23, 63 BC in the city of Rome, Augustus's early life was marked by both privilege and tragedy. His father, also named Gaius Octavius, was a senator and a wealthy man, but he passed away when young Octavian was just 4 years old. His mother, Aetia Balba Caesonia, was the niece of Julius Caesar, a connection that would prove crucial to his future. Octavian was raised in the household of his grandmother, Julia, Caesar's sister. From a young age, he displayed intelligence, ambition, and a keen sense of political awareness. He was educated in rhetoric and philosophy, skills that would serve him well in his later political career. At the age of 12, he delivered the funeral oration for his grandmother Julia, a moment that showcased his oratorical prowess and earned him the attention of Rome's elite. In 44 BC, the assassination of Julius Caesar catapulted Octavian into the political arena. Caesar had named him as his adopted son and heir in his will, a move that shocked many, including Octavian himself. Despite his youth and relative inexperience, he quickly moved to assert his claim, demonstrating a combination of shrewdness, determination, and political acumen that would define his later rule. Augustus's early life was a period of learning and adaptation, setting the stage for his eventual rise to power. It was during these formative years that he developed the skills, alliances, and vision that would enable him to transform Rome and leave an indelible mark on history. Chapter 11. Augustus's military campaigns. As Augustus ascended to power, he faced the monumental task of securing Rome's borders and expanding its territories. His military campaigns were marked by both strategic brilliance and ruthless efficiency. One of his first major challenges was the conflict with Mark Antony, which culminated in the decisive Battle of Actium in 31 BC. Augustus emerged victorious, solidifying his control over Rome and its territories. In the years that followed, Augustus focused on stabilizing the empire's frontiers. He launched successful campaigns in the Alps and the Balkans, securing these regions and integrating them into the Roman Empire. His efforts extended to Hispania, where he quelled revolts and established Roman dominance. Augustus also turned his attention to the eastern provinces, securing alliances and asserting Roman influence through a combination of diplomacy and military might. His campaigns in Parthia, although not always victorious, demonstrated his commitment to Rome's expansion and security. Perhaps one of his most notable military endeavors was the consolidation of Roman power in Germania. Despite the disastrous defeat in the Teutoburg forest in 9 AD, Augustus's efforts to fortify the Rhine frontier and maintain a strong military presence in the region showcased his resilience and strategic foresight. Augustus's military campaigns were not merely about conquest. They were a means to ensure the stability and prosperity of the Roman Empire. His ability to balance military prowess with diplomatic acumen helped lay the foundations for the Pax Romana, a period of relative peace and stability that lasted for over 2 centuries. Through his military campaigns, Augustus transformed Rome from a republic plagued by internal strife into a powerful and stable empire. His legacy as a military strategist and leader remains a testament to his vision and determination in shaping the course of history. As Augustus solidified his rule and expanded Rome's territories, he recognized the need for comprehensive political reforms to maintain stability and order within the empire. Augustus's political reforms were instrumental in transforming the Roman Republic into the Roman Empire, laying the groundwork for a new era of governance. One of his most significant reforms was the reorganization of the Roman Senate. Augustus reduced its size and carefully selected its members, ensuring loyalty and competence. This move helped centralize power while maintaining the appearance of traditional republican governance. Augustus also reformed the administrative structure of the empire. He established a professional civil service, appointing capable administrators to manage the provinces. This system improved efficiency and reduced corruption, as provincial governors were now directly accountable to the emperor. To further stabilize the empire, Augustus implemented financial reforms. He established a centralized treasury, the aerarium, to manage state finances. By creating new taxes and streamlining revenue collection, Augustus ensured a steady flow of funds for public works, military expenditures, and social programs. The judicial system also saw significant changes under Augustus. He created a network of courts and appointed judges to oversee legal matters, ensuring a more consistent and fair application of Roman law across the empire. Augustus' reforms extended to the military as well. He professionalized the Roman army, offering soldiers long-term service and pensions. This not only ensured loyalty but also created a more disciplined and effective fighting force. Perhaps one of Augustus's most enduring reforms was the establishment of the Praetorian Guard, an elite unit tasked with protecting the emperor and maintaining order in Rome. This move underscored the shift in power dynamics as the emperor's security became paramount. Through these political reforms, Augustus laid the foundation for a stable and efficient imperial administration. His vision and strategic foresight transformed Rome from a republic in turmoil into a cohesive and enduring empire. The legacy of his political reforms continued to shape Roman governance for centuries, cementing his place as one of history's most influential leaders. As Augustus's reign brought stability and prosperity, his vision extended beyond political and military reforms to the very heart of Rome's physical landscape. Known for his famous boast, "I found Rome a city of bricks and left it a city of marble," Augustus embarked on an ambitious architectural program that would transform the Eternal City and leave a lasting legacy. One of Augustus's most iconic projects was the construction of the Arapacis, or Altar of Peace. This monumental altar celebrated the peace and prosperity brought by Augustus's reign. Adorned with intricate reliefs depicting scenes of Roman piety, family, and mythological figures, the Arapacis symbolized the harmony and stability of the new era. Another significant achievement was the Forum of Augustus. Built to honor Mars, the god of war, this grand forum served as a space for public business, legal proceedings, and military ceremonies. The centerpiece was the Temple of Mars Ultor, a grand structure that stood as a testament to Augustus's military successes and his role as the avenger of Julius Caesar. Augustus also focused on improving Rome's infrastructure. He commissioned the constructions of new roads, aqueducts, and public buildings, enhancing the city's functionality and beauty. The Aqua Virgo, one of the many aqueducts built during his reign, brought fresh water to Rome's growing population. demonstrating Augustus's commitment to public welfare. The Campus Martius, an area once used for military training, was transformed into a vibrant public space with gardens, theatres and baths. Augustus's dedication to public entertainment and leisure was evident in the construction of the Theatre of Marcellus, a grand venue that could accommodate thousands of spectators. Augustus's architectural vision extended beyond Rome. He initiated building projects throughout the empire, spreading Roman culture and engineering prowess to distant provinces. Temples, amphitheatres, and public baths were erected in cities across the empire, showcasing the grandeur of Roman civilization. Through his architectural achievements, Augustus not only beautified Rome, but also reinforced his legacy as a leader who brought peace, prosperity, and unity. His vision and dedication to public works transformed the cityscape and left an indelible mark on history. The splendor of Augustus's architectural feats continues to inspire awe and admiration, a testament to his enduring influence on the world. While Augustus is often remembered for his political acumen and monumental achievements, his personal life and relationships were equally complex and influential. Born Gaius Octavius Thurinus, he was adopted by his great-uncle Julius Caesar and became Gaius Julius Caesar Octavianus. His familial ties played a crucial role in his rise to power. Augustus's first marriage was to Clodia Pulchra, which ended in divorce. His second marriage to Scribonia produced his only biological child, Julia the Elder. However, this union was also short-lived, as Augustus divorced Scribonia on the day Julia was born. His third and final marriage to Livia Drusilla was perhaps the most significant and enduring. Livia, a woman of intelligence and political acumen, became Augustus's trusted advisor and confidant. Their marriage, though childless, lasted over 50 years, and Livia's sons from her previous marriage, Tiberius and Drusus, were integrated into Augustus's plans for succession. Augustus's relationship with his daughter Julia was complicated. Despite arranging multiple marriages for her to secure political alliances, Julia's behavior and alleged scandals led to her eventual exile. This personal turmoil deeply affected Augustus, who was known for his stoic public demeanor but faced significant emotional struggles in private. His friendships also played a pivotal role in his life. Augustus maintained a close bond with Agrippa, his loyal general and son-in-law, who was instrumental in many of his military successes. The poet Virgil and historian Livy were part of his inner circle, contributing to the cultural and intellectual life of his reign. Through his personal relationships, Augustus navigated the complexities of power, loyalty, and family, shaping the course of Roman history. His ability to balance these personal dynamics with his public responsibilities highlights the depth and multifaceted nature of his leadership. Augustus's personal life, filled with triumphs and tribulations, offers a glimpse into the human side of a man who forever... The ancient world was a tapestry of empires, each vying for power and dominance. In the 13th century BC, two superpowers clashed in a battle that would echo through history, the Battle of Kadesh. This epic confrontation pitted the Egyptians, led by the young pharaoh Ramses II, against the Hittites, a formidable empire from Anatolia, which is modern-day Turkey. The prize? Control of the Fertile Crescent and the lucrative trade routes that crisscrossed the region. The Battle of Kadesh was not just a clash of arms, it was a clash of civilizations. On one side stood the Egyptians, with their ancient culture, their powerful pharaoh considered a living god, and their sophisticated military machine. On the other side stood the Hittites, a rising power with advanced weaponry, skilled charioteers, and a king determined to challenge Egyptian hegemony. The stage was set for a confrontation that would determine the fate of the Near East. The outcome of this battle would have far-reaching consequences, shaping the political landscape of the region for centuries to come. The echoes of this ancient clash can still be felt today, reminding us of the enduring power of empires and the human cost of conflict. Ramses II, who would later be known as Ramses the Great, was a pharaoh of immense ambition and ego. He ascended to the throne at a young age, inheriting an empire that stretched from the Nile Delta to Nubia. Ramses was determined to expand his realm and cement his legacy as one of Egypt's greatest rulers. His eyes fell upon Syria, a region coveted for its strategic importance and wealth. The Hittites, however, had already established a strong presence in Syria, posing a direct challenge to Ramses' ambitions. The young pharaoh, eager to prove his mettle and expand his empire, saw an opportunity to crush the Hittite threat and secure Egypt's dominance in the region. He assembled a mighty army boasting tens of thousands of soldiers and marched north, his sights set on the Hittite stronghold of Kadesh. Ramses, convinced of his divine right to rule and confident in the strength of his army, was determined to return to Egypt in a blaze of glory. Little did he know that the Hittites, led by their cunning king, Muwatalli II, were waiting for him, prepared to spring a deadly trap. The Egyptian and Hittite armies were a spectacle to behold. Both sides boasted impressive military forces equipped with the latest weaponry and tactics of the age. The Egyptian army was a well-organized force, renowned for its discipline and experience. At its core were the chariot divisions, each chariot carrying a driver and an archer. These swift and deadly vehicles were the cutting edge of ancient warfare, capable of flanking the enemy and raining down arrows with deadly accuracy. Supporting the chariots were regiments of infantry, armed with spears, swords, and shields. These soldiers formed the backbone of the Egyptian army, their ranks swelled by mercenaries from Nubia and Libya. The Egyptians also deployed archers armed with powerful composite bows, capable of piercing armor at long range. The Hittites, on the other hand, relied on a different but equally formidable military tradition. Their army was built around a core of heavily armored charioteers, renowned for their skill and ferocity in battle. Unlike the lighter Egyptian chariots, Hittite chariots carried 3 warriors: a driver, a shield-bearer, and a spearman. This gave them a significant advantage in close combat, allowing them to overwhelm their opponents with brute force. Section 4. The Hittite ambush, a near disaster for Ramses. The Battle of Kadesh began with a cunning deception. Ramses, eager to engage the enemy, divided his army into 4 divisions, each marching towards Kadesh in separate columns. This proved to be a fatal mistake. The Hittites, aware of the approaching Egyptians, had concealed their main force near the city, waiting to ambush the unsuspecting enemy. As the Egyptian vanguard, led by Ramses himself, approached Kadesh, they encountered 2 Hittite spies who claimed that the Hittite army was far away, weakened and demoralized. Eager for glory and convinced of his enemy's weakness, Ramses took the bait. He rushed ahead with his personal division, leaving the rest of his army lagging behind. The trap was sprung. As Ramses and his bodyguards set up camp near Kadesh, the main Hittite army, thousands of chariots strong, surged out of their hiding places and slammed into the unsuspecting Egyptians. The attack was swift and devastating. The Egyptian camp was overrun, and Ramses found himself surrounded, his bodyguards scattered and his forces on the verge of collapse. Section 5. The Lion's Roar. Ramses rallies his troops. The Battle of Kadesh could have ended in disaster for Ramses. Surrounded and outnumbered, the young pharaoh displayed a remarkable degree of courage and leadership that would become legendary. With his personal bodyguard dwindling and his army on the brink of defeat, Ramses, invoking the power of the god Amun, personally led a desperate counterattack. His bravery and the ferocity of his attack took the Hittites by surprise. Ramses, fighting like a man possessed, rallied his surviving troops and managed to hold off the Hittite onslaught. His example inspired his men to fight with renewed vigor, pushing back against the enemy. Meanwhile, the rest of the Egyptian army, alerted to the battle, began to arrive on the battlefield. The arrival of these fresh troops turned the tide of the battle. The Egyptians, reinvigorated by their pharaoh's courage and bolstered by reinforcements, launched a furious counterattack of their own. Gap 3. Section 6. The Aftermath of Kadesh. The battlefield lay strewn with the remnants of clashing titans, a testament to the ferocity of the conflict. Ramses, still covered in the dust and sweat of battle, stood victorious yet contemplative. The Hittites, recognizing the indomitable spirit of the Egyptian forces and the unyielding leadership of Ramses, began their retreat. The young pharaoh's strategic acumen and sheer willpower had turned what seemed like certain defeat into a momentous victory. However, despite the Egyptian success in repelling the Hittites, the battle was ultimately inconclusive. Both sides suffered heavy losses, and the city of Kadesh remained under Hittite control. This confrontation, though not a decisive victory, solidified Ramses's reputation as a formidable warrior and shrewd leader. His ability to inspire and lead his men under the direst circumstances would become a cornerstone of his legacy. The battle also led to the first known peace treaty in history, signed years later between the Egyptians and the Hittites, ensuring a fragile but lasting peace. As Ramses surveyed the aftermath, he knew that this battle was just one chapter in his long and storied reign. The lessons learned at Kadesh would guide him in the years to come, shaping the destiny of Egypt and its people. Gap 3S. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the legacy of Ramses the Great and his enduring impact on history. Our Gap 3S, Scene 7, The Legacy of Ramses the Great. As the sun set on the blood-soaked fields of Kadesh, Ramses II returned to Egypt, not just as a warrior but as a symbol of resilience and power. His reign would come to be defined by more than his military exploits. Ramses embarked on an ambitious campaign of monumental construction, leaving behind awe-inspiring structures that would stand the test of time. From the grand temples of Abu Simbel to the sprawling complex of the Ramesseum, his architectural achievements reflected both his divine status and his desire to immortalize his legacy. Under his rule, Egypt experienced a period of unprecedented prosperity and cultural flourishing. The arts, literature, and religion thrived, with Ramses himself often depicted as a god-king in various forms of media. His diplomatic prowess was equally remarkable. The peace treaty with the Hittites, forged in the aftermath of Kadesh, set a precedent for future negotiations and international relations. Ramses's personal life also left an indelible mark on history. His numerous wives and children, particularly his beloved Queen Nefertari, were immortalized in statues and inscriptions showcasing the pharaoh's deep affections and the importance of family in his reign. His long rule, spanning over 6 decades, allowed him to influence generations and firmly establish his dynasty's dominance. As we reflect on Ramses the Great, we see a leader who was not only a fierce warrior, but also a visionary builder and a shrewd diplomat. His legacy is one of greatness, etched into the annals of history, inspiring future generations to dream of grandeur and resilience. Gap 3S. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of one of history's most iconic figures. Stay tuned for more explorations into the past, where we uncover the stories that shaped our world. Chapter 8. The Eternal Pharaoh. As the sands of time continue to shift, the legacy of Ramses the Great endures, transcending the boundaries of ancient Egypt. His monumental constructions remain standing, captivating the imagination of historians, archaeologists, and visitors from around the world. These structures are not just remnants of a bygone era, they are testaments to a civilization's ingenuity and the indomitable will of a single man. Ramses' influence can still be felt in modern times. His story has been retold in countless books, documentaries, and even films, each portrayal adding a new layer to the legend of the God King. Scholars continue to study his reign, uncovering new insights and marveling at the complexities of his leadership. In popular culture, Ramses has become a symbol of power and endurance. His image graces museums and educational programs, bringing ancient history to life for new generations. The peace treaty he forged with the Hittites is often cited as one of the earliest examples of diplomacy, a lesson in the importance of dialogue and cooperation that resonates even today. Moreover, Ramses' architectural feats have inspired modern engineering and design. The precision and scale of his constructions challenge contemporary architects to push the boundaries of what is possible. His temples and monuments serve as blueprints for modern structures, blending form with function in ways that continue to awe and inspire. But perhaps the most enduring aspect of Ramses's legacy is the way he has come to symbolize human potential. His story is one of ambition, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of greatness. It reminds us that with vision and determination, we too can leave a lasting mark on the world. As we conclude our journey through the life and times of Ramses the Great, we are reminded that history is not just a series of events, but a tapestry of stories that continue to shape our present and future. Thank you for joining us. Stay tuned for more explorations into the past, where we uncover the stories that have shaped our world. While Ramses the Great stands as a towering figure in the annals of history, there are countless other pharaohs whose stories remain shrouded in mystery. These forgotten rulers, though less celebrated, played crucial roles in the tapestry of ancient Egypt. Their reigns, filled with both triumphs and tribulations, offer untapped reservoirs of knowledge waiting to be explored. Amidst the sands and ruins, archaeologists continue to uncover the hidden legacies of these enigmatic pharaohs. Each discovery, whether it be an undeciphered inscription or an uncharted tomb, provides new pieces to the puzzle of Egypt's rich history. These rulers, often overshadowed by their more famous counterparts, had their own unique contributions to the civilization's development. Take, for instance, Pharaoh Horemheb, a military general who rose to power after the tumultuous reign of Akhenaten. His efforts in restoring traditional religious practices and stabilizing the nation were pivotal, yet his name seldom graces the pages of popular history books. Or consider Queen Tuzret, one of the few female pharaohs whose brief but impactful rule is a testament to the complexities of power dynamics in ancient Egypt. These forgotten pharaohs remind us that history is not solely written by the victors. It is a collective narrative composed of many voices, each adding depth and nuance to our understanding of the past. By delving into their stories, we gain a more comprehensive view of the civilization that once thrived along the Nile. As we continue to explore the annals of ancient history, let us remember to shine a light on these lesser-known figures. Their stories, though less renowned, are equally deserving of our attention and admiration. Join us in our next episode as we uncover more hidden gems from the past, bringing to light the untold stories of the forgotten pharaohs. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. As we delve deeper into the sands of time, we uncover secrets that have long been buried beneath the shifting dunes and forgotten temples. The hidden tombs and treasures of ancient Egypt offer a tantalizing glimpse into the lives of those who once ruled this majestic land. These discoveries, often made by chance or through painstaking excavation, reveal the splendor and sophistication of a civilization that continues to captivate our imagination. Picture a team of archaeologists, their faces lit by the glow of flickering torches as they descend into a newly discovered tomb. The air is thick with anticipation as they brush away centuries of dust to reveal intricate carvings and vibrant murals that have remained untouched by time. These hidden chambers, filled with priceless artifacts and the remains of long-forgotten pharaohs, serve as time capsules, preserving the grandeur of a bygone era. Among the most astonishing finds are the treasures of Tutankhamun, the boy king, whose tomb, discovered in 1922 by Howard Carter, remains one of the most significant archaeological discoveries of all time. The opulence of his burial chamber, with its golden mask and ornate jewelry, offers a glimpse into the wealth and artistry of ancient Egypt. Yet Tutankhamun's tomb is just one of many that lie hidden beneath the sands, waiting to be unearthed. In recent years, advancements in technology have revolutionized the field of archaeology, allowing us to uncover hidden tombs and treasures with unprecedented precision. Ground-penetrating radar, satellite imagery, and 3D scanning have revealed previously unknown burial sites and hidden chambers, providing new opportunities for exploration and discovery. But the quest for hidden tombs and treasures is not without its challenges. The harsh desert environment, coupled with the threat of looters and the passage of time, makes the preservation and excavation of these sites a race against the clock. Yet the allure of uncovering the secrets of ancient Egypt continues to drive archaeologists and historians to persevere. As we continue our journey through the annals of history, let us remember that each discovery, no matter how small, adds a new layer to our understanding of the past. The hidden tombs and treasures of ancient Egypt are not just relics of a distant era, they are windows into the lives, beliefs, and aspirations of a civilization that has left an indelible mark on the world. Join us in our next episode as we explore more hidden gems from the past, bringing to light the untold stories of ancient Egypt. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. As we turn our gaze to the north, we witness the rise of a formidable power that would challenge the Egyptian empire: the Hittites. Emerging from the rugged terrain of Anatolia, the Hittites forged a mighty kingdom that would become a dominant force in the ancient Near East. Their rise to power was marked by military prowess, strategic alliances, and a sophisticated culture that rivaled the great civilizations of their time. The Hittites were masterful warriors, known for their innovative use of iron weapons and chariots in battle. Their military might was matched by their diplomatic acumen as they forged alliances and treaties with neighboring states to secure their borders and expand their influence. Among their most significant achievements was the establishment of a vast empire that stretched from the Aegean Sea to the Euphrates River, encompassing diverse peoples and cultures within its realm. The Hittite capital, Hattusa, stood as a testament to their architectural and engineering skills. Surrounded by massive walls and adorned with grand temples and palaces, Hattusa was a center of political, religious, and economic power. The city's archives, filled with clay tablets inscribed with cuneiform script, provide invaluable insights into the Hittite legal system, administration, and daily life. One of the most momentous events in Hittite history was the Battle of Kadesh, where they clashed with the forces of Ramses II in a struggle for dominance over the Levant. While the battle ended in a stalemate, it led to the first known peace treaty in history, a testament to the Hittites' diplomatic skill and the mutual respect between these two great powers. The legacy of the Hittites endures in the archaeological remains and written records that continue to be unearthed, offering a glimpse into the lives of a people who left an indelible mark on the ancient world. Their rise to power, marked by both conflict and cooperation, serves as a reminder of the complex interplay of forces that shaped the course of history. Join us in our next episode as we delve deeper into the fascinating world of ancient civilizations, uncovering the stories and secrets that have shaped our past. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. As we delve deeper into the annals of ancient warfare, we uncover the meticulous and innovative battle strategies that defined the confrontations between the Egyptians and the Hittites. Both empires, with their distinct military doctrines, brought unique tactics to the battlefield, making their clashes legendary. The Egyptians, under the command of Ramses II, were known for their disciplined infantry and the strategic deployment of chariots. Their chariots, lightweight and highly maneuverable, were designed for speed and shock value, allowing them to outflank and disrupt enemy formations with swift strikes. Ramses himself was often seen leading his troops from the front, embodying the spirit of a warrior king. On the other hand, the Hittites excelled in the use of heavier, more robust chariots, which served as mobile platforms for archers. These chariots, reinforced with iron fittings, provided a stable base for launching volleys of arrows, creating a deadly rain that could decimate enemy ranks from a distance. The Hittites also employed a combination of infantry and chariots in a coordinated manner, using their chariots to break through enemy lines and their infantry to exploit the breaches. One of the most notable aspects of their strategies was the use of psychological warfare. Both sides understood the importance of morale and often employed tactics to intimidate and demoralize their opponents. Ramses II, for instance, would erect massive statues and monuments celebrating his victories, projecting an image of invincibility. Meanwhile, the Hittites would use surprise attacks and feigned retreats to sow confusion and fear among their enemies. The Battle of Kadesh stands as a testament to the brilliance and complexity of these ancient strategies. Despite the initial chaos and near disaster for Ramses, his ability to adapt and rally his troops turned the tide, showcasing the importance of leadership and quick thinking in the heat of battle. These ancient strategies, while rooted in the context of their time, continue to influence military doctrines even today. They remind us that the art of war is as much about the mind as it is about the might, a delicate balance of strategy, courage, and innovation. Join us next time as we continue our exploration of the ancient world, uncovering the secrets and stories that have shaped our history. Thank you for watching, stay curious, and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. As the dust settled on the battlefield of Kadesh, the true cost of the conflict began to emerge. The once vibrant plains were now a somber tableau of fallen warriors and shattered chariots, a stark reminder of the fierce clash that had transpired. Both the Egyptians and the Hittites had suffered significant losses, their armies weary and bloodied from the intense combat. Ramses II, despite his claims of a grand victory, knew that the battle had been a grueling test of endurance and resolve. The Egyptian troops, though victorious in spirit, were left to grapple with the haunting memories of their fallen comrades. For the Hittites, the battle had been equally taxing. Their forces, though resilient, had been pushed to their limits. The aftermath saw the Hittite king Muwatalli II reassessing his strategies and the future of his empire's expansion. The battle had not yielded a decisive victor, but it had reshaped the political landscape of the ancient Near East. It marked the beginning of a prolonged period of negotiations and treaties as both empires sought to consolidate their power and prevent further bloodshed. In the annals of history, the Battle of Kadesh is remembered not just for its scale and ferocity, but for the profound impact it had on the leaders and soldiers who fought in it. It was a testament to the human spirit's capacity for resilience in the face of overwhelming odds. As Ramses II returned to Egypt, he immortalized his experiences in grand temples and monuments, ensuring that his tale of bravery and leadership would echo through the ages. Join us next time as we delve deeper into the legacy of Ramses the Great and explore how his reign continued to shape the destiny of Egypt long after the echoes of battle had faded. Thank you for watching. Stay curious and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. In the aftermath of the Battle of Kadesh, both the Egyptian and Hittite empires found themselves at a crossroads. The fierce conflict had drained their resources and tested their limits, pushing both Ramses II and Muwatalli II to seek a lasting resolution to their hostilities. Thus began the negotiations that would lead to one of the earliest known peace treaties in history, the Treaty of Kadesh. The treaty was a remarkable document, inscribed on silver tablets and later carved into temple walls. It outlined a mutual agreement to cease hostilities, define territorial boundaries, and establish terms for the extradition of political refugees. Both empires agreed to aid each other in times of external threat, signaling a shift from enmity to a cautious alliance. Ramses II, ever the astute leader, saw the treaty as an opportunity to secure Egypt's northern borders and focus on internal development. For the Hittites, the treaty provided much-needed stability, allowing them to consolidate their forces and manage their vast territories more effectively. This groundbreaking agreement not only brought a temporary peace to the ancient Near East, but also set a precedent for future diplomatic relations. It highlighted the potential for dialogue and cooperation, even between rival powers. The Treaty of Kadesh stands as a testament to the vision and pragmatism of its architects, a beacon of hope in a time of turmoil and conflict. Thank you for joining us in exploring this pivotal moment in history. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the stories that have shaped our world. Keep your curiosity alive and keep exploring the wonders of history with us. The Treaty of Kadesh marked a significant turning point, but Ramses II's legacy stretched far beyond the battlefield and diplomatic tables. His reign, which spanned over 6 decades, left an indelible mark on Egypt and the world. Ramses II, often referred to as Ramses the Great, was not only a warrior king but also a master builder. His ambitious construction projects transformed the Egyptian landscape with monumental structures that still inspire awe today. The temples of Abu Simbel, carved into the cliffs along the Nile, stand as a testament to his grandeur and divine status. These colossal statues, intended to project power and invoke reverence, have withstood the test of millennia. His architectural achievements were not limited to temples. Ramses II also focused on infrastructure, building cities, roads and fortresses that bolstered Egypt's economy and defense. The city of Pi-Ramesses, his new capital in the Nile Delta, became a hub of trade and culture, reflecting the prosperity and stability of his rule. Yet Ramses's legacy is not solely defined by stone and mortar. His diplomatic acumen, exemplified by the Treaty of Kadesh, showcased his ability to blend military might with strategic alliances. This dual approach ensured Egypt's dominance and influence across the region, fostering a period of relative peace and prosperity. Despite his achievements, Ramses' legacy is also a reminder of the impermanence of power. The grandeur of his reign eventually gave way to the challenges faced by his successors as internal strife and external pressures mounted. However, the memory of Ramses the Great endured, immortalized in the annals of history and the legends passed down through generations. As we reflect on the life and legacy of Ramses II, we are reminded of the timeless impact of visionary leadership. His story continues to captivate and inspire, a beacon of the enduring spirit of human ambition and creativity. Thank you for joining us in this exploration of Ramses' legacy. Stay with us as we delve deeper into the annals of history, uncovering the tales that have shaped our world. Ramses II. Even if you don't know much about ancient Egypt, you've probably heard that name. He is one of the most famous pharaohs, ruling Egypt for over 60 years. That's longer than most kings and queens ever dreamed of reigning. Ramses II lived a long time ago, around 1300 BC. He was a pharaoh of the New Kingdom, a time when Egypt was a powerful empire. Ramses II wanted everyone to know how great he was. He had statues of himself built all over Egypt. Some of these statues were enormous, even taller than houses. He also had his name carved on temples and tombs. He wanted his name to be remembered forever. Ramses II was a powerful king who ruled over a mighty empire. But was he really as great as he wanted everyone to believe? Let's find out. Imagine being an explorer, venturing into a dark and dusty tomb for the very first time. That's what it was like when archaeologists discovered Ramses II's tomb in the Valley of the Kings. This wasn't just any tomb, it was a treasure trove of ancient artifacts and secrets. Inside the tomb, they found the pharaoh's sarcophagus, a giant stone coffin decorated with beautiful carvings. The walls were covered in colorful paintings and hieroglyphs, telling stories about Ramses II's life and his journey to the afterlife. This discovery was incredibly important for understanding Ramses II and his time. It gave us a glimpse into the beliefs, rituals, and daily life of ancient Egyptians. It also showed us how Ramses II wanted to be remembered by future generations. Ramses II was a warrior king. He led his armies into battle against Egypt's enemies, expanding the borders of his empire. One of his most famous battles was the Battle of Kadesh, fought against the Hittites. The Hittites were a powerful empire in what is now Turkey. The Battle of Kadesh was a fierce and bloody clash of chariots and soldiers. At one point, Ramses II and his personal guard were surrounded by the enemy, but Ramses II fought bravely and managed to escape. In the end, the battle was a draw. Neither side won a clear victory. Even though the Battle of Kadesh wasn't a clear victory, Ramses II used it to his advantage. He had the story of the battle carved on temple walls, making himself look like the hero who saved Egypt from its enemies. This was a clever way of using propaganda to enhance his image as a great pharaoh. Ramses II loved to build. He ordered the construction of enormous temples, towering obelisks, and colossal statues, all dedicated to himself and the gods of Egypt. He wanted to leave behind a legacy that would last for centuries, and he certainly succeeded. One of his most impressive building projects was the temple complex of Abu Simbel. This temple was carved directly into a cliff face with 4 gigantic statues of Ramses II guarding the entrance. Inside, the temple was decorated with more carvings and paintings that celebrated his reign. These magnificent structures weren't just about showcasing Ramses II's power and wealth. They were also a way of honoring the gods and ensuring the pharaoh's place in the afterlife. They were a testament to the skill and artistry of the ancient Egyptians. Section 5. Saving Abu Simbel? A modern marvel. Imagine a giant jigsaw puzzle made of entire temples instead of little pieces. That's what it was like when engineers had to move Abu Simbel in the 1960s. The construction of the Aswan High Dam meant that the temple would be flooded by the rising waters of the Nile River. To save this ancient wonder, a team of international experts came together in a remarkable feat of engineering. They carefully cut the entire temple complex into blocks, moved them to higher ground, and reassembled them piece by piece. It was like putting together a giant, ancient 3D puzzle. The relocation of Abu Simbel was a huge success. It saved one of the world's most iconic monuments and showed how much we value our shared human history. Today, people from all over the world can still visit Abu Simbel and marvel at the achievements of Ramses II and the ingenuity of modern engineers. Ramses II isn't just a figure from the past, he's a pop culture icon. He's been featured in books, movies, and even video games. One of the most famous examples is the novel and movie The Ten Commandments, which tells the story of Moses and his confrontation with the Pharaoh. While these portrayals are entertaining, they don't always get the history right. They often exaggerate Ramses II's ruthlessness or portray him as a one-dimensional villain. In reality, he was a complex ruler with both positive and negative qualities. The popularity of Ramses II in popular culture shows how fascinated we are by ancient Egypt and its larger-than-life pharaohs. It's a reminder that history isn't just about dates and facts. It's about real people who lived, loved, fought, and left their mark on the world. Ramses II was a master builder, no doubt about it. His monuments and temples are some of the most impressive structures ever built, but he was also a master storyteller. He used propaganda to shape his image and ensure his legacy. He exaggerated his victories in battle, downplayed his defeats, and presented himself as the ideal pharaoh chosen by the gods. He wanted everyone to remember him as the greatest king Egypt had ever seen. So, was Ramses II a great pharaoh or just a really good self-promoter? It's a question that historians are still debating today. The truth is probably somewhere in between. He was a powerful and ambitious ruler who achieved great things, but he also knew how to use propaganda to his advantage. Ramses II left behind a legacy that continues to fascinate and inspire us today. His monuments are a testament to the ingenuity and artistry of the ancient Egyptians. His story is a reminder that history is full of complex characters with both flaws and virtues. He ruled Egypt for over 6 decades, fought in epic battles, built magnificent structures, and left behind a name that echoes through the ages. He was a pharaoh who understood the power of image and legacy, and he used it to ensure that he would never be forgotten. Ramses II's reign marked a pivotal period in Egyptian history. He left an indelible mark on the empire, expanding its borders, constructing magnificent monuments, and solidifying his place in the pantheon of great pharaohs. And now that you know more about Ramses II, what do you think? Was he a great pharaoh, a skilled propagandist, or a bit of both? Do you think his monuments and temples justify his methods? These are questions worth pondering as you learn more about ancient Egypt and its fascinating rulers. History is full of grey areas, and Ramses II's story is no exception. It's up to each of us to weigh the evidence, consider different perspectives, and form our own conclusions about this enigmatic pharaoh. As we reflect on Ramses II's impact, it's crucial to consider how his legacy extends into our modern world. From inspiring countless historians and archaeologists to influencing popular culture, Ramses II remains a figure of endless fascination. His monuments still stand as a testament to his ambition and vision, drawing visitors from around the globe to witness the grandeur of ancient Egypt firsthand. But it's not just in books and travel guides where Ramses II's presence is felt. His story has permeated into our movies, literature, and even video games, making him one of the most recognized names from ancient history. Whether you see him as a master builder, a shrewd politician, or a larger-than-life myth, Ramses II's legacy is undeniably woven into the fabric of human history. So, as we continue to explore the past, let's remember that the stories of figures like Ramses II are not just relics of history. They are living, breathing narratives that continue to shape our understanding of the world today. And perhaps in learning about them, we learn a little more about ourselves. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the life and legacy of Ramses II. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and keep the past alive. As we close this chapter on Ramses II, let's take a moment to ponder his timeless influence. Imagine standing before the colossal statues of Abu Simbel, feeling the weight of history pressing down on you. It's not just stone and hieroglyphs, it's a story carved into the very fabric of time. Ramses II's legacy goes beyond his reign. It transcends generations and cultures. Today, his image is a symbol of ancient wisdom and enduring strength. Whether it's in classrooms, museums, or modern-day media, Ramses II's story continues to captivate and inspire. Think about the countless artists, writers, and filmmakers who have drawn from his life, recreating his world in vivid detail. They've turned the pharaoh's deeds into epic sagas that resonate with audiences of all ages. His influence is a testament to the power of storytelling and the human desire to connect with the past. So as we reflect on the life of Ramses II, let's remember that history is not just a series of events. It's a continuous dialogue between the past and the present. And in that dialogue, Ramses II's voice remains as powerful and compelling as ever. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sands of time. Until our next adventure, keep the spirit of exploration alive and let the echoes of history guide you. In the modern world, the legacy of Ramses II is more relevant than ever. As we navigate the complexities of our time, his story serves as a reminder of the enduring power of leadership, vision and resilience. From the towering skyscrapers that define our cities to the innovative technologies that shape our lives, the spirit of Ramses II's ambition and ingenuity lives on. Consider how his monumental achievements continue to inspire architects, engineers and visionaries who dream of leaving their mark on the world. Just as Ramses II built temples and statues to stand the test of time, we too strive to create lasting legacies through our own endeavors. Even in popular culture, Ramses II remains a figure of fascination. His life has been reimagined in countless films, books and documentaries, each one adding a new layer to the tapestry of his legend. Whether it's a blockbuster movie or a scholarly article, the pharaoh's story never ceases to captivate and inspire. So as we wrap up our exploration of Ramses II, let's take a moment to appreciate how his legacy continues to shape and influence our world today. His story is a testament to the timeless power of human achievement and the enduring impact one life can have on the course of history. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the sands of time. Until our next adventure, keep the spirit of exploration alive and let the echoes of history guide you. As we conclude our journey through the life and legacy of Ramses II, one question lingers. What still remains unknown about this legendary pharaoh? Despite the wealth of information we've uncovered, Ramses II's reign is shrouded in mystery. From the secrets buried deep within his tomb to the unanswered questions about his personal life and motivations, the enigma of Ramses II continues to intrigue scholars and enthusiasts alike. What drove him to such unparalleled ambition? How did he navigate the complexities of his time to achieve such monumental success? And what hidden stories lie beneath the stones of his grand monuments? These are questions that may never be fully answered, yet they add a layer of depth to our understanding of this iconic figure. As we ponder these mysteries, we're reminded that history is not just a collection of facts and dates, but a living, breathing narrative that evolves with each new discovery. Ramses II's story is far from complete. It is an ongoing exploration that invites us to delve deeper, question more, and seek out the truths that lie just beyond our reach. So as we close this chapter, let's embrace the mystery and continue to seek out the stories that history has yet to reveal. After all, the journey of discovery is as timeless as the legacy of Ramses II himself. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let the mysteries of the past illuminate your path forward. As we close the chapter on Ramses II, we open the door to the next chapter of discovery. History is a never-ending story, filled with twists and turns, mysteries and revelations. The legacy of Ramses II is not just confined to the annals of ancient Egypt. It extends into our modern world, influencing art, culture and our understanding of human achievement. What new secrets will we uncover? What fresh perspectives will come to light? The story of Ramses II, like all great tales of history, is a tapestry woven with threads of the known and the unknown. It invites us to delve deeper, to question more profoundly, and to seek out the truths that lie just beyond our reach. So, as we move forward, let's embrace the spirit of discovery that Ramses II embodies. Let his legacy inspire us to look beyond the surface, to dig deeper into the past, and to uncover the stories that history has yet to reveal. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Until our next adventure, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let the mysteries of history illuminate your path forward. As we close the chapter on Ramses II, we open the door to the next chapter of discovery. History is a never-ending story, filled with twists and turns, mysteries and revelations. The legacy of Ramses II is not just confined to the annals of ancient Egypt. It extends into our modern world, influencing art, culture and our understanding of human achievement. What new secrets will we uncover? What fresh perspectives will come to light? The story of Ramses II, like all great tales of history, is a tapestry woven with threads of the known and the unknown. It invites us to delve deeper, to question more profoundly, and to seek out the truths that lie just beyond our reach. So, as we move forward, let's embrace the spirit of discovery that Ramses II embodies. Let his legacy inspire us to look beyond the surface, to dig deeper into the past, and to uncover the stories that history has yet to reveal. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Until our next adventure, keep questioning, keep exploring, and let the mysteries of history illuminate your path forward. As we conclude our journey through the life and legacy of Ramses II, we are reminded that the pursuit of knowledge is an eternal quest. The story of this great pharaoh is but one chapter in the vast book of human history, a book that is still being written with every new discovery and every fresh insight. Ramses II has left us a legacy of grandeur, ambition, and relentless curiosity. His monuments stand as testaments to human ingenuity and the desire to create something that endures beyond one's lifetime. But more importantly, his story beckons us to continue our own quest for understanding, to explore the past with the same fervor and dedication that he showed in his lifetime. In the sands of Egypt, in the ruins of ancient civilizations, and in the annals of history, there are still countless stories waiting to be uncovered. Each discovery adds a new thread to the rich tapestry of our shared human experience. So, as we close this chapter, let us carry forward the spirit of Ramses II. Let us remain curious, passionate, and ever eager to learn. For in every corner of the world, in every piece of forgotten history, there lies a story waiting to be told. Thank you for joining us on this incredible journey. Until our next adventure, keep seeking, keep discovering, and let the quest for knowledge guide you forward. As we stand on the threshold of the future, we are reminded that the legacy of Ramses II is not just a relic of the past, but a beacon for what lies ahead. His story has shown us that human potential knows no bounds, that our capacity for greatness is as limitless as the stars. In a world that is constantly changing, the lessons from his reign offer us a timeless compass. They remind us to dream big, to build with purpose, and to leave a mark that resonates through the ages. The monuments he constructed, the battles he fought, and the stories he inspired are not just chapters in a history book, they are blueprints for our own aspirations. As we continue to explore the mysteries of our world, let us take with us the indomitable spirit of Ramses II. Let us strive to create, to innovate, and to push the boundaries of what is possible. For the future is not a distant horizon, but a canvas waiting for our brushstrokes. So as we close this chapter, let us look forward with hope and determination. Let us carry the torch of knowledge and curiosity, lighting the way for generations to come. The future awaits, and it is ours to shape. Thank you for being part of this incredible journey. Until our next adventure, remember, the quest for knowledge is eternal, and the future is yours to create. As we conclude our journey through the life and legacy of Ramses II, we are reminded of the timeless impact one individual can have on the tapestry of history. From the grand monuments that still stand today to the stories that have been passed down through generations, Ramses II's influence is undeniable. The pharaoh's achievements are not just relics of the past, but a source of inspiration for the future. They challenge us to think about our own legacies and what we will leave behind for those who come after us. As we reflect on the enduring legacy of Ramses II, we are reminded that history is not just a series of events, but a collection of stories that connect us all. It is through these stories that we find meaning, purpose, and a sense of belonging. So, as we look to the future, let us carry with us the lessons of the past and strive to build a world that honors the... This is a placeholder script for Chapter 20. As we close this chapter on Ramses II, we are left with more than just a historical figure. We are left with a symbol of resilience, ambition, and ingenuity. The pharaoh's story is not confined to the pages of history books or the walls of ancient temples. It lives on in the hearts and minds of those who seek to understand the past. Ramses II's legacy is a testament to the enduring power of human achievement and the relentless pursuit of greatness. His story reminds us that while our time on this earth may be finite, our impact can echo through the ages. Let us be inspired by Ramses II to leave our own mark on the world, to build, to create, and to dream. For in the end, it is not the monuments we build, but the lives we touch and the stories we tell that define our true legacy. Thank you for joining us on this journey through time. Till next time. The Persian Empire was vast. It stretched from the Indus River to the Aegean Sea. At its helm stood Xerxes, the king of kings. Xerxes was a man of immense pride and even greater ambition. He craved what his father Darius had failed to achieve, the conquest of Greece. The sting of Darius's defeat at Marathon still burned fresh in the Persian memory. Xerxes was determined to avenge this humiliation and bring the independent Greek city-states to heel. This was not just about land or tribute, it was personal. It was about crushing the spirit of defiance that dared to resist the Persian might. Xerxes spent years preparing for his invasion. He amassed an army of unprecedented size, drawing soldiers from every corner of his empire. His engineers bridged the Hellespont, a feat considered impossible by many. Xerxes' message was clear: nothing would stand in his way. He would drown the Greeks in a sea of Persian soldiers. He would make them pay for daring to defy him. Greece, with its squabbling city-states and independent spirit, was about to face the full fury of the Persian war machine. Imagine the terror that gripped the Greek world. The Persian army was like a force of nature. They came in waves, a vast multi-ethnic horde. From the lightly armed levies of the empire's fringes to the fearsome immortals, Xerxes' personal guard, the Persian army was a spectacle of both diversity and raw power. Their approach was heralded by a cloud of dust that blotted out the sun. The ground trembled under the weight of their numbers. The Persian Empire was at its zenith, its wealth was legendary, its military might unmatched. Xerxes, consumed by pride and a thirst for vengeance, was determined to make an example of Greece. He would make them an object lesson for any who dared to question his authority. The Greeks, a collection of independent city-states with a history of internal conflict, seemed hopelessly outmatched. Yet they would find the courage to resist. In the face of annihilation, they would choose defiance. The Persian invasion forced the Greeks to confront a stark reality: unite or be destroyed. For generations, Athens, Sparta, and the other city-states had squabbled amongst themselves. Old rivalries and deep mistrust ran like fissures through the Greek world. But Xerxes' invasion presented a threat of a different magnitude. It was a threat to their very existence. Athens, a rising naval power, and Sparta, renowned for its warrior culture, knew that their individual strengths would not be enough. To survive, they had to set aside their differences and present a united front. This uneasy alliance was fraught with tension. Their methods of war, their cultures, their very understanding of freedom were vastly different. Yet in the face of the Persian threat, they found common cause. The survival of Greece rested on their ability to overcome their differences and fight as one. The pass at Thermopylae was a narrow defile hemmed in by sheer cliffs and the sea. It was known as the Hot Gates, a name derived from the sulphurous hot springs that dotted the area. For the Greeks, it was an ideal defensive position. The narrow terrain negated the Persian advantage in numbers. It funneled the invaders into a confined space where Greek discipline and superior weaponry could have a devastating impact. Leading the Greek forces was King Leonidas of Sparta, and his personal guard, the legendary 300 Spartans. They were joined by contingents from other Greek city-states, united in their determination to hold the pass against the Persian onslaught. The Spartans, with their single-minded focus on warfare, were prepared to sell their lives dearly. They were the shield wall, ready to hold the line against overwhelming odds. Their courage and sacrifice would become the stuff of legend. The clash at Thermopylae was more than just a battle. It was a clash of civilizations, of ideologies. On one side stood the Persian Empire, vast, wealthy, and used to unquestioning obedience. On the other, a collection of fiercely independent Greek city-states fighting for their freedom and way of life. For 3 days, the Greeks held the pass against wave after wave of Persian attacks. The Spartans, with their superior discipline and equipment, fought with unmatched ferocity. The Spartans, with their long spears and bronze shields, formed a wall of flesh and iron. They fought with a discipline and ferocity that terrified the Persians, but the Persians were relentless. Their numbers seemed endless. Wave after wave of attackers were thrown against the Spartan line, only to be cut down. The ground ran red with blood. The air was thick with the stench of death, yet the Spartans held firm. Section 6. Beyond the ashes, the ripple effect of defiance. Despite their valor, the Greeks were betrayed. A local shepherd revealed a mountain path to the Persians, allowing them to outflank the defenders. Surrounded and facing certain death, Leonidas dismissed the bulk of the Greek army. He remained behind with his 300 Spartans and a small force of Thespian volunteers to make a final stand. Their sacrifice was not in vain. The delay at Thermopylae bought precious time for the other Greek city-states to prepare for the inevitable Persian advance. More importantly, the Spartans' courage resonated throughout Greece. Their stand became a rallying cry, a symbol of resistance against insurmountable odds. Section 7 Echoes of Thermopylae, a legacy forged in courage. The Battle of Thermopylae was a military defeat for the Greeks, yet it was a moral victory of epic proportions. The Spartans' sacrifice transcended the battlefield. It became a testament to the strength of human courage and the power of unwavering conviction. Their story has resonated through the ages, inspiring countless generations to stand up for what they believe in, regardless of the odds. Thermopylae became a symbol of what it meant to be Greek, to fight for freedom, to defend one's homeland, and to die with honor. It showed the world that even the mightiest empire could be challenged by a determined few willing to sacrifice everything for their ideals. The Spartan stand at Thermopylae is a timeless reminder that courage is not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. Section 8 Unsung Heroes, the untold story of the Thespians. While the Spartans' sacrifice is rightfully celebrated, we must not forget the other heroes of Thermopylae. Alongside the 300 Spartans stood the 700 Thespians, warriors from the small city-state of Thespiae. They chose to remain with Leonidas, knowing full well the fate that awaited them. They fought with the same ferocity and determination as their Spartan comrades. Their sacrifice was no less significant. They fought and died, defending the same ideals of freedom and self-determination. Their story serves as a powerful reminder that courage is not defined by the size of an army, but by the size of one's spirit. The Thespians, though often overshadowed by the Spartans, deserve our respect and admiration. Their sacrifice alongside the Spartans cemented the legend of Thermopylae, proving that even in the face of certain defeat, courage and unity can inspire generations to come. Section 9 Why Thermopylae Matters Lessons in Courage and Sacrifice. The Battle of Thermopylae continues to resonate with us today because it speaks to something fundamental about the human spirit, the willingness to fight for what we believe in, even when facing impossible odds. It is a story of courage, sacrifice, and unwavering conviction. It reminds us that even in defeat, there can be honor and glory. The Spartans and Thespians at Thermopylae teach us that true courage is not about seeking out a glorious death, but about standing firm in the face of it. It is about choosing duty and honor over self-preservation. It is about fighting for what we believe in, even when all hope seems lost. Their sacrifice reminds us that freedom is not free, it comes at a cost, and sometimes that cost is paid in blood. But even in death there can be victory. The victory of the human spirit that refuses to be broken. The victory of an ideal that lives on long after the battle is over. Gap 3 is Section 10. The aftermath of battle. The dust of Thermopylae settled and the ground, soaked with the blood of heroes, stood silent. The Persian army, despite their overwhelming numbers, had been deeply shaken by the ferocity and resolve of the Greek defenders. Their advance into Greece continued, but the story of Thermopylae echoed through the land, igniting a flame of resistance in the hearts of the Greek people. Images of the battlefield littered with the bodies of the fallen served as a solemn reminder of the cost of freedom. The surviving Greeks, though mourning their losses, found renewed strength and unity. The sacrifice at Thermopylae had not been in vain. It had bought precious time for the Greek city-states to rally and prepare for the battles to come. In the years that followed, the memory of Thermopylae became a rallying cry, a symbol of defiance against tyranny. The names of King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans, along with the Thespians who stood by their side, were etched into history as paragons of courage and sacrifice. Their legacy lived on, inspiring future generations to stand firm against oppression, no matter the odds. The aftermath of Thermopylae was not just a tale of loss, but a testament to the enduring power of the human spirit. It reminded the world that even in the face of insurmountable adversity, the fight for freedom and justice is a battle worth waging. The echoes of Thermopylae continue to resonate, a timeless testament to the bravery and resilience of those who choose to stand and fight. the Persian retreat. Despite their victory at Thermopylae, the Persian forces found themselves facing an unexpected and relentless resistance. Their initial triumph soon turned into a grueling campaign as the Greek city-states, galvanized by the sacrifice of the 300 Spartans and their allies, united in a fierce and determined opposition. The Persians, once confident in their overwhelming numbers and might, began to encounter strategic setbacks and guerrilla tactics that wore down their morale and strength. Scenes of Greek warriors ambushing Persian patrols, sabotaging supply lines, and launching surprise attacks played out across the land. The sheer resilience and tenacity of the Greeks began to take a toll on the invaders. The Greeks, now fighting with the spirit of Thermopylae burning within them, refused to bow to the might of Xerxes' army. As the months passed, the tide of the war began to shift. The Persian forces, stretched thin and struggling to maintain their hold, were forced into a slow and painful retreat. Their grand campaign, once envisioned as a swift conquest, had turned into a costly and demoralizing endeavor. The retreat of the Persian army marked a turning point in the Greco-Persian Wars. It was a testament to the power of unity, strategy, and the indomitable will of a people fighting for their homeland. The echoes of Thermopylae had not only inspired the Greeks to resist, but had also sown the seeds of doubt and fear within the ranks of their enemies. The story of the Persian retreat is a reminder that even the mightiest of empires can falter in the face of unwavering determination and courage. The legacy of the 300 Spartans and their allies continued to shape the course of history, proving that the spirit of defiance, once ignited, can turn the tides of fate. As the Persian forces retreated, the unified Greek city-states seized the moment to turn the tide of war. The Battle of Salamis became the decisive clash that shattered the Persian naval fleet. Greek triremes, sleek and agile, outmaneuvered the cumbersome Persian ships in the narrow straits, delivering a blow from which the invaders could not recover. The Greek victory at Salamis was not just a triumph of strategy and naval prowess. It was a testament to the unbreakable spirit that had been kindled at Thermopylae. United by a common purpose, the Greek forces pressed their advantage, culminating in the Battle of Plataea. Here, the Persian ground forces faced the full might of the Greek hoplites, who fought with a ferocity born of the desire to protect their homeland. The defeat of the Persian army at Plataea marked the end of Xerxes' ambitions in Greece. The Greeks had not only defended their land, but had also demonstrated the power of unity and resolve. Their victory was celebrated across the city-states, a beacon of hope and inspiration for generations to come. In the aftermath, the legacy of the 300 Spartans and their allies was enshrined in the annals of history. Their sacrifice at Thermopylae had not been in vain. It had sparked a fire that led to the ultimate Greek victory. The echoes of their courage resonated through the ages, a reminder that even in the face of overwhelming odds, the human spirit can triumph. The story of the Greek victory is a timeless testament to the enduring strength of unity, strategy, and indomitable will. It is a chapter in history that continues to inspire, showing that with courage and determination, even the mightiest challenges can be overcome. Narrator. While the Greek victory over the Persian Empire marked a triumphant chapter in history, it came at a significant cost. The battles left the landscape scarred and the city-states drained. The once vibrant fields and bustling ports were now silent testimonies to the ferocity of war. Families mourned the loss of fathers, brothers, and sons who had laid down their lives for freedom. The cost of war was not just counted in lives lost, but in the profound grief that rippled through every home and hearth. The victory, though monumental, was a stark reminder of the sacrifices made and the heavy toll exacted on the people of Greece. The courage and unity that led to their triumph also left behind a legacy of resilience and remembrance. The story of their sacrifice serves as a poignant lesson on the true cost of defending one's homeland. With the Persian threat finally vanquished, Greece stood at a crossroads. The scars of war were deep, but so was the resolve to rebuild. The city-states, though battered, began to rise from the ashes. In Athens, the Parthenon started to take shape, a symbol of resilience and cultural rebirth. Farmers returned to their fields, tending to the land with renewed hope, and merchants reopened their stalls, filling the markets with the hum of commerce once more. Communities came together, united by the shared experience of hardship and the collective dream of a brighter future. Art, philosophy, and democracy flourished in a society that had learned to value freedom above all else. The rebuilding of Greece was not just about reconstructing buildings and roads, it was about restoring the spirit of a people who had faced the abyss and emerged stronger. The legacy of their courage and sacrifice provided the foundation upon which a new era of prosperity and cultural enlightenment would be built. The story of Greece's rebirth stands as a testament to the indomitable human spirit and the enduring power of unity and determination. As the dust of war settled, Athens began its ascent to greatness, a beacon of culture and democracy. The city's skyline transformed with the construction of the Parthenon, a monument to the gods and a symbol of Athenian pride. Streets once silent now buzzed with the activity of scholars, artists, and statesmen. The Agora, Athens' bustling marketplace, became a hub of ideas where philosophy and politics intertwined, shaping the future of Western civilization. Athens' navy, once a defensive force, now patrolled the seas, ensuring the city's dominance in trade and military prowess. The Delian League, an alliance led by Athens, brought unprecedented wealth and influence, allowing the city to fund grand architectural projects and artistic endeavors. Theatre flourished with the works of playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides, whose tragedies and comedies explored the complexities of human nature. The Academy, founded by Plato, attracted the brightest minds, fostering a spirit of inquiry and intellectual growth. Athens stood not just as a city, but as an idea, a testament to what a society could achieve when united by common purpose and vision. The rise of Athens marked the dawn of a golden age, a period of unparalleled cultural and intellectual achievement that would leave an indelible mark on history. As Athens basked in its newfound glory, shadows of discontent loomed in the Peloponnese. Sparta, the warrior state, watched with growing unease. The Delian League, once a unifying force against Persia, now seemed like an Athenian empire in disguise. Tensions simmered beneath the surface, leading to whispered conspiracies and secret alliances. The Spartans, renowned for their discipline and martial prowess, saw their way of life threatened by Athenian dominance. In hushed council meetings, Spartan leaders debated their course of action. Should they stand idly by as Athens grew ever more powerful, or should they rise in rebellion to restore balance to Greece? The answer came in the form of the Peloponnesian War, a brutal conflict that would pit Athenian democracy against Spartan oligarchy. Battle lines were drawn and alliances were tested. The war raged on land and sea, with both sides suffering heavy losses. The once glorious city-states of Greece were now embroiled in a struggle for supremacy, their fates intertwined in a deadly dance of war. In the end, it was the resilience and tactical genius of the Spartans that would turn the tide. The Athenian fleet, the pride of their city, was decimated in the Battle of Aegospotami, leaving Athens vulnerable. The walls of Athens, symbols of its strength, were torn down and the city was forced to surrender. The Spartan rebellion had succeeded, but at a tremendous cost. Greece lay in ruins, its golden age tarnished by the ravages of war. Yet in the ashes of conflict, the spirit of Greece endured. The lessons of courage, sacrifice, and resilience learned during these tumultuous times would echo through history, shaping the future of Western civilization. As the dust settled from the Peloponnesian War, Greece found itself at a crossroads. Despite the devastation, the spirit of innovation and creativity remained undiminished. Athens, though humbled, rose again, driven by an insatiable thirst for knowledge and beauty. This period, known as the Golden Age of Greece, would see an unprecedented flourishing of arts, philosophy, and science. The city became a beacon of intellectual pursuit, with figures like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laying the foundations of Western thought. The Parthenon, a symbol of Athenian grandeur, stood tall, a testament to the city's resilience and artistic genius. Greek drama and literature reached new heights, with playwrights like Sophocles and Euripides capturing the human experience in their timeless works. In the realm of science and mathematics, pioneers like Pythagoras and Hippocrates made groundbreaking discoveries that would influence generations to come. The Olympic Games, a celebration of physical prowess and unity, were revived, embodying the spirit of competition and camaraderie. This era was not just about intellectual achievements, but also about the values of democracy, citizenship, and civic duty. The Agora, the heart of Athenian public life, buzzed with debates and discussions, shaping the future of governance and society. The Golden Age of Greece, though born out of the ashes of war, became a shining example of human potential and creativity. Its legacy continues to inspire, reminding us that even in the darkest times, the light of